Hello everyone, this is just a quick video tutorial for the schools who had the old version of the colorlight software, and we have gone through a sudden upgrade. Sorry about that, apologies. We were actually caught in the middle of it too, and we've only just had to relearn and do this video tutorial for you. So this is Tony here, I think you all know me. So what I'm going to do is just take you through the basics so that you can create new messages, add messages, etc. And then what I'll do is I'll need to set up a proper education video tutorial ready for term 3. It's pretty straightforward. The reason why it's straightforward is it's actually very similar in functionality to what you are already used to, but there are added benefits. I will not go through a lot of those added benefits today, that's for another time, but let's just get over this hump and make sure you can all change messages on your sign. The first thing you need to know, this is important, is this user interface, or technical term UI, only operates properly on the Chrome browser. Now that's really the big change that you need to be aware of. It looks like this. So there's the Edge browser that a lot of you might use. You might use Firefox, which looks like this, but you need to be using the Chrome browser. Now most people know what that means. If you don't know what that means, please ask your IT person or just a friend. Most people know what that is, because if you don't have the Chrome browser on your computer, you'll need to upload it. I won't bother here about doing the user login. It's the same process. You'll just notice the user interface looks a bit different. But as you can see here, you've got your menu down the left-hand side, which is very, very similar. And it's the same, you know how I used to teach everybody your terminal is your home page? That's exactly the same process here. First functionality is how do you know what is currently displaying on the sign, and that is where this is the screenshot, so it's a little bit easier than the last software. It says no terminal selected, so as usual the computer wants to know which actual sign that you're talking about, and it's that one. Click screenshot again, and there you have the screenshot. As before, you need to click refresh because it goes up to the cloud and shows every few seconds what's displaying on the sign. So I'm just going to take you through if you need to edit a current program that you're playing. So for instance, you want to delete a message that's no longer valid, or you want to add some more messages to your existing program file, and this will be what most of you will be doing. So this time the only difference is you click into playlist. To do that, I did notice, let's just go back to terminal, that my user interface looked a bit different when I looked at it than when John did. And what we worked out is you click this little tab up here, and that gives it a view difference of how the tiles look. So for this tutorial, I'm going to stick with this look here. So we click playlist because we want to see which files are currently playing. You know, the one when we looked at, the one currently playing is John Trial. So we know that's the one that's currently displaying. So we're going to go into the file called John Trial. Here it is. And you just click more and you click edit. As you can see, the functionality is very similar, so I really don't even need to go through this tutorial with you, but I will anyway, just in case. So for instance, what you will need to be a little bit more careful of is these crosses, because if you actually click into the cross instead of the page, you'll actually delete that page. So just make sure you click on there, you click on there, and you click on there to edit each of the pages. The other thing you need to do straight away is remember, I did say in the tutorials you need to make sure the width and the height are correct. Now because this is a new computer and it's a new browser, you'll see that it is not 256 times 128, which is what it needs to be. So the first thing you have to do, two things you'll need to remember from this tutorial. Firstly, make sure you need the Chrome browser. The second is you need to make sure you put in the correct width and height. So that's 256 times 128. Now these are for 95% of our signs that are 8mm pitch. So please excuse me if you've got a 5mm pitch, you need to put in the width and the height for your 5mm pitch. If you don't know that, please email us. But this is for most of our signs that have the 8mm pitch. And then of course just save that straight away. We're all set up. This is for one of the schools we haven't installed the sign yet, so I can play with it as much as I like. What I'm going to do is I want to delete page 2, for example. So all I do is I click that X there, and that gets rid of page 2. That's immediately deleted that message. As you can see, there was a little bit of a bug in the previous software where it didn't repaginate the pages. That bug has been fixed. So you can see now that it says page 1 and page 2. So when you do a new page, it's exactly the same as what you're used to. Click plus up here for a new page. Click that plus for your drop down. This is the same as what you're used to. Multi-line text. Click that for full screen. And go welcome. You know all this. Font, center. All of that's the same, so I don't need to go through that. You do have this extra outline and shadow though, which is quite nice. You might want to have a play with that. And then your background colours are in effect, and your font colour is in font. That is exactly the same as the previous software. The other feature you'll really love about this, which is a great improvement, is you can now actually preview it by clicking this button here, and it gives a live preview. See how it's showing it's got the timer up here, so it looks like that screen showing for 6 seconds, that screen showing for 6 seconds, etc. So what they've done with this improvement, while we're all whinging, is actually quite a massive improvement, I think. It's great. They've actually listened to the feedback and done some great improvements to the software. So that's great to see. Of course, the changes we've made, we're happy with them. We then click Save. And then, of course, like before, all we've done is made the changes on the file. We need to send it to the sign. So all you do is you click Publish, like that, and it sends that message to the sign, nice and easy. And make sure you click the terminal. Once again, this is important. Remember from the previous, the computer needs to know which sign you're sending it to, which will make sense if your school has more than one sign, but still need to know it's that terminal or that sign, and you click Confirm. Publish success. Okay. Of course, you can go back to the beginning and check your screenshot like you did before. So let's go back to the home page being terminal. Click Screenshot. No terminal selected, so make sure you click it, and then terminal, and there it is. So that's all, as you can see, very similar to what you're already used to. The scheduling is a little bit different, so I do recommend that you have a chat to us about that if you do want to schedule. I know a lot of schools don't worry about the scheduling function. That will be something that I'll mention in the proper tutorial that I'll set up for Term 3. Media works the same way, which of course is where you upload all your images, and you do it here by clicking the arrow, Upload Files, and that's where you can upload files from your computer, and that works in the same way. You edit a file, you can see that it's very similar in terms of the overall formatting and creating your messages. The main changes are the publishing is a lot easier, and the preview is a lot easier. The next thing I'm going to go through is how to create a new file. So you click Create. The first thing you need to make sure is that your width and your height is correct, and it has saved it this time, so that's good. 256 times 128. I don't want to call it playlist, I'm going to call it Tony Test 2. And as you can see, if I save it, it says program page cannot be empty. Now that's the same as the last software, but the good news about this upgrade is it actually tells you that you actually need to put content on there before it will save. So let's do that. Let's just create one text message, for example, welcome. That all works the same. I don't need to go through that. And now let's save it. And there you go, Tony Test has been saved. Just a quick one on some of these details. So if you click Detail, this goes into things like sleep and wake up functions, which are the same as the last one, or reboot. So for instance, if you do notice a problem, it's good to give the system a little bit of a reboot. That's really easy now. And the sleep and the wake up works the same as before. Generally, you'd only have to change that into daylight saving and so forth when your sign is programmed to switch on and switch off every day. So they're the main functions you need to know about just to get your sign up and running again. Hope that's all okay for you. Please email me directly. Don't email Jim, just please email me directly because I know what you've learned and what you haven't learned, and then I'll try to help you through whatever issue you're having. We may take a few more days to get through this hump, so we do apologise for that. And while I'm here, I just thought I'd take the opportunity. I think you guys, a lot of you would be aware that we were approached, Electronic Signs, about a year ago to become involved with Altino, the robot car. We are the exclusive distributors, and we've now formed a partnership with Scion Australia, and we actually are now running free coding courses for the schools. They are becoming really popular. The reason why they're free is because they're being funded by the Kids Creative Vouchers. This is for only our New South Wales government customers can benefit from this. So this is just showing how the 4-hour program works. We do 1 hour, it could be after school, could be before school, whenever you like. And we actually have trained teachers come around and teach your students in your hall, for example, for free. So it doesn't cost the school anything, doesn't cost the parents anything because they have their Creative Kids voucher, and we organise everything for you. So I wanted to get involved with this product because I just thought it was the best thing I'd seen since sliced bread. It teaches all computer programming languages, and I've spent a lot of time on the curriculum development. So we then became involved in doing these free coding courses, and a lot of the schools and a lot of the parents have just jumped at it, and we've already run 2 courses, and the kids just love it, and they love the robot, and they love learning to code. So if you're interested in this, please send me an email, and we'd love to give you more information on it. But it's basically, the school really doesn't have to do much at all. We do all the work, and the parents will love you for it because they'll get to have an opportunity for their kids to learn how to code. This is the one that we do for the younger students. We also have a Scratch basic programming for 4th grade to 6th grade. And it also works for students who have done some coding because we actually have a way of managing the differences in skill level. So for instance, we have handouts, the students do exercises, the more advanced students then go on, during the class, then go on to challenges and super challenges, and that works really well. Next term we'll also be running Python and even basic beginner Scratch for any students who haven't done coding before for high schools. And that's targeting Year 7 and Year 8 students. So if you're in high school, we can do Year 7 and Year 8 for you, either basic Scratch if the students have done no programming at all, or we can do Python, and we'll be running those towards the end of term 3. But we're already running right now the junior Scratch for the primary schools and the Scratch programming. So all you have to do is send me an email and we'll move on from there. So I hope you don't mind us having that little bit of a plug at the end of this, but I just thought it was a good opportunity to do so. Good luck with your sign. As I said, please email me if you have any issues, and I'm sure we'll be in touch soon. Thank you.